Hi, hello everybody. Hi everybody in the chat. Welcome. Ooh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Can everybody hear me okay? Or is it quiet? There are 11 people watching already. Hello. Hello. Worth putting lipstick on for on a Sunday night. I'm feeling very tired. So I tried to warm my face up. Which is why I might look very pink. Hi. Hello. Welcome everybody. Who's been reading Fulgrim? Just finished Fulgrim. Actually handled it amazingly well. Really shocked at how amazingly I've handled it. Yeah, it's pretty vile. So thanks for all the warnings, folks. I'm just going to find a power cable. Hi, Callum. Hi, Neil. Hey, John. Welcome, welcome. I should also put that thing in the chat as well. Wow. Okay. Hey, Alex. Welcome. Oh, the regulars are coming. Reminds me of that song by The Replacements about the regulars in the bar. So this is our version of Cheers. So welcome. Yes, we're back. It's another Sunday night. And I wanted to start this evening by saying I have had a bit of a anxiety-ridden weekend. I never used to have like worries or anxiety, but it crept up slowly. I've had COVID recently, and I know that kind of wrecks your brain sometimes. So I thought something really nice for all of us to do this evening is we're going to have a unicorn affirmation card. So this is how we're going to start the evening. Something to make us all feel better and good on a scary Sunday night. Okay. So who would like to pick one? Okay, when somebody types stop in the chat, I'll stop shuffling and we'll pick our affirmation unicorn card. This is not the channel you were expecting. Hi, Neil. Highlight of my week. That's so nice. Thank you. 14 people watching. Neil and TP said stop. Okay, everyone says stop. Oh, yay! We have the... Oh my God! I think this is a worthiness cat. And the cat is having the cream and it says, I am worthy of the ultimate happiness. I deserve and accept it, and damn it, I'm not going to feel guilty about when I get it. Guilt is not invited to my happiness party. I won't even tell him where it is. If he asks about it, I'll be like, no, I think you're thinking of something else, and then I'll run away very quickly. So we are all to feel worthy this evening. And yes, guilt is a horrible one I grapple with. I always feel scared. I always think I've done something wrong. I'm always condemning myself. But we are all worthy and we are all good and we get to have a lovely evening. I'm also going to do us all a oracle of unicorns. So enter an enchanted realm of magic and miracles. Look at that unicorn. I've actually been reading one of the Witcher novels, and there's a fairly prominent unicorn character, and its name is unpronounceable. So that made me very happy. I don't know if anybody else is reading the Witcher books or have read them, but they're pretty great books. That writer, woof. And I really love the way that he messes with fairy tales. So that's a strange name for a unicorn. Yes, unpronounceable. So when someone in the chat strikes stop out, we will stop the shuffling. Just keep going. Everyone's like, read the book. Callum, hi, welcome, Callum. We'll stop. So our next unicorn card is Expansion. Look at that pretty picture. So cute. And I wonder why I get stereotyped for liking unicorns. Spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. Yay. So that's really good. That really goes with worthiness and believing that we are good enough and then spreading and shining our light. I love it. We're going to need a light in our dungeon. Do you have recipe cards too? I feel like I might be an onion soup this evening. Wombat. You be you. I feel like you do have a lot of layers, so you could well be an onion soup. And finally, we are back to the dungeons and caverns below Firetop Mountain. So the last thing we did as a party was we killed a dwarf. In our inventory, I've written, oh God, a right hand glove and cheese. We've used up one provision. Okay, good to know. I also should find we have cheese, could make a fondue. Yeah, Wombat, you could be cheese soup. Has that ever been a thing? Now this is going to be annoying. I bet I don't have that imager link that I shared last time with our strength and skills and everything. Gosh darn it. I feel like we decided there was an awful lot of dice rolling last time, and we didn't want to do as much dice rolling as last time. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin Shy. Nice to see you. So I feel like the dice is here. The dice is present. Just don't know how into using that we're going to be. Would people like to see our stats thingy? I will quickly whip it up into Imager. I always think of Midyaw when I look up Imager. And you can, this is a fact, you can spell Imager however you think it sounds, and they're just like, yeah, fine, we'll take you there. Google will take you there. I don't think anybody knows the official spelling of Imager. Okay, grab link, copy link, share to the community. It says a lot that even though I missed the last stream, I know the path you've taken just by having the cheese and glove in your inventory. Yeah. That does say a lot, TP. How many times have you played this book? Crikey Moses. Okay. So you know that we're murderers and we killed the dwarf. We didn't have much choice. I feel he was quite a killy dwarf. Not nearly a killy dwarf. You cut down the dwarf. He is, as you guessed it, dead. Going through the pockets of the two goblins, you find a large piece of sweet-smelling cheese. I can't think of any cheeses in real life that smell sweet. If you wish to take this with you, which we did, we put it in our pack and leave the room northwards, and we turn to page 303. So we're straight back in. We didn't kill the dwarf, the torturers did. Thank you, Neil. Oh my goodness, yes, Neil, you're right. We were trying to protect that dwarf and it died. And then we just looted the corpse. So we're not killy. We're just cleaning up here after a battle-y. It was the only game book I owned on childhood road trips. That's so cute. Love that answer. Thank you, TP. You arrive at the end of the passage where it meets another going east-west. But an iron portcullis blocks your way, and no amount of charging is going to budge it. On the wall to your right, there are two levers, and it seems likely these levers have something to do with raising the portcullis. Do you wish to pull the right or the left lever? Oh my goodness! I wrote this down somewhere. There was something about this. So somebody told us it's the right hand. That's my hideous handwriting, but it says right hand. So I think we're going to go for the right hand lever. Unless lever, tomato, unless anyone disagrees. So we'll go to 128 and pull the right hand lever. I'm so proud of myself for writing that down. You hear a deep rumbling noise and the ground begins to shudder. Slowly and noisily, the portcullis rises into the ceiling. You may now walk to the junction. Will you turn west or east? It's time for the first poll of the night. And I really have no skin in this game. I have no idea. All I know is, should I start drawing a map? Are we going to get, is this a labyrinth? I do not know. Okay. How are we doing? West is at the top. West 100%, West 67, 75. Crikey, this is like the Bravo Clubhouse. West 57%. Let's see how many people have voted. Okay, 8 votes. There are 18 watching the channel. Oh, no, it's a 50-50. 9 votes. We've gone up to 56. That's just over half. 11 votes. What? Are people changing their votes? You know I don't like it when you do this. 12 votes, 58. 13 votes. Oh, gosh. Crikey, Riley. Okay, come on, people. West or east? There are 20 of us in the chat. Okay, 14 votes, and we're at 57% for West. Okay, so there's just 6 people who haven't voted. Okay. Okay, we're going to shut it down and we're going to go West. Okay, 15 votes and West is still in the lead. Okay. Somebody stop changing your votes because I'm like, I don't want to do us down. I don't want to do us wrong. West is page 210. Bravely we walk into the cavern ahead. 210. Oh, gosh. Okay, well, that's not very exciting at all. Shortly along the passage, you arrive at another junction where you either go straight ahead, which is westwards, or northwards. So I guess we're heading in a westerly direction. Or turn north. I feel so sorry for TP that this was the only book that you had, because there does seem to be an inordinate amount of, do you want to go west, east? Do you want to open the door or this door? I did get some spoilers, which is that in order to have all the power-ups we need, we should open as many side doors as possible. So even though we may contemplate death, we should probably do that. Okay, turn northwards is 71%. Okay, that's feeling quite strong. Only 7 people have voted. 67 over 33. Okay, it's 70-30. We're going to turn north and we're going to go to page 357. Please let us have an encounter. No! The passage runs for some distance northwards. There's a huge spoiler picture on this page. I just read the caption, so I'm going to hide it from myself. The passage runs for some distance northwards and then starts to open into a large cavern with rough walls. There appears to be no way through. So do we want to go back to the junction or enter the cavern? Okay, let's see. So, and I feel like I know what you're going to say, because we quite often do not turn back. Yeah, I mean, at least a cavern is different from tunnels and doors, is my feeling. Jim, I'm here too, but also cooking dinner. Hi, Jim. Thank you so much. I have been looking. Oh, TV. I've just been looking and found my old graph paper map, which has a dozen crosses on it where I died, but seems complete. TP, if you throw that up to Imager and if you can share a link in the chat, we could look at your map. Hopefully no spoilers. That's amazing that you have a graph paper map. Welcome, Jim. Young me clearly DMing for myself with dungeons. Hi, Jim. Spooky cavern. 100% want to go into the cavern. Okay, we're entering the cavern. Page 57. Oh. As you enter the cavern, you hear loud footsteps behind you crunching heavily on the rocky floor. You crouch down beside the entrance in a small alcove in the rock. The steps get louder, and you see a great ogre enter the cavern. He stands over 2 meters tall and is dressed in ill-fitting garments made from some sort of hide. He carries a large wooden club. Ogre people, you may attack him as he enters. Try to creep out without him noticing you, or try to distract him by throwing something into a far corner of the cavern. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's do this poll. Okay. Where has the poll thing gone? Okay. Attack. Ambush the ogre. Or creepers. Creepy peepees. Or throw something. If we throw something, it might have to be our cheese. Although we picked up a shield or something as well, I think. I haven't written my inventory down well. Okay. What do we want to do? Throw something is the immediate favorite. We have 26 people on the stream. Hello and welcome, everybody. For those who've just joined us, we pulled the expansion unicorn card this evening. Spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. So everybody joining, that was the unicorn card that we pulled. And we also all shared a unicorn affirmation this evening. Worthiness. So everybody joining, please feel so worthy. And it looks like we're going to throw something. Okay, hopefully it will just be a rock that we pick up and not the right-handed glove. 119. Okie dokie. Let's go. You open your pack and reach inside for something suitable to throw across the cavern. Check your equipment list, choose one item to throw, and cross it off your list. If you have no equipment, you'll have to throw a gold piece. You throw the object across the cavern where it lands with a clatter. Okay, I'm going to look at our equipment list. Blood for the blood god. Okay, so we have sword, leather armor, shield, backpack, lantern. We also have some cheese. What else did we have? We picked up a magic shield, I'm pretty sure. I don't know where I wrote that down. Can I throw a provision? I'm going to throw a provision. That's 2 provisions we've eaten now. I'm going to throw a provision. The ogre looks over towards the noise and goes to investigate. Meanwhile, you creep out, down the passage and back to the junction. Turn to 269. We didn't throw the cheese, Callum. Is it bad cheese? Is it going to bring on an attack by giant mice later? Who knows? Stick around. We'll find out. You arrive back at the junction and turn westwards. So that was just a little... Yeah. Oh, so we just didn't do anything in there. Okay. You arrive back at the junction and turn westwards, I guess. Is somebody following along in the book, Neil? Is this meant to happen? Have I done the right thing? I'm questioning myself. Neil? Okay, let's just double check. Going to go back to 57. We distract him. Oh, sorry. Okay, 119. We just missed out on an item for not fighting the ogre. Oh, shit. God damn it. Well, you know, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You don't live by the sword, you miss out on an item and you throw away a provision. Okay, good. Okay, we know that happened. So, sorry, everybody. Thanks, Neil, for following along. Neil doesn't know it by heart. He actually has the book at home, just to say. Okay. You arrive back at the junction and turn westwards. Turn to page 225. I really hope this isn't an object quest, like where you can't win unless you've got everything. The passageway continues westwards and then turns due north. Some way up, you reach a junction where a narrow passage runs off to the west. Will you continue northwards or take the west way? Go north or turn west. And there are 24 people watching today. Hi, everybody. I'm sure you haven't all said hello. So please drop your name and say hi in the chat. And yeah, if you are new and you've played this before, let us know as well. Let us know how many of us are experts and how many of us are noobs. Okay. At the moment, 50-50. Hi, Hayden. Welcome. Hello, hello. Good old South London. Clapham's in the house. Hayden, what is your picture of? 50-50. Hey, Simro Dave. Hello, welcome, Dave. Yes, this would be some nostalgic gaming. Lots of us played it as kiddies. I never, ever completed this as a kiddie, I have to say. So, okay, we've got 15 votes out of a possible 24, and we're 53% for go north. So I think we will go north. Oh, me in a box from a long time ago. It was a challenge if I could fit or not. Looks like you won that challenge. Hi, Aztec. Welcome. Guten Abend. Meine Deutsche ist nicht sehr gut. Willkommen. Hi, Fabian. Welcome. You're a newbie as well. Welcome. Sunny from Hong Kong. Great to see you. Hello. We have different time zones. What time is it in Hong Kong? Time for us to go north. So we're going to continue northwards. Turn to page 77. Okay. Several meters up the passageway, you arrive at a junction where you may turn either west or east. Set in the rock on the north wall is a small recess where you may rest and eat provisions without being seen. If you wish to take provisions here, do so. Afterwards, you may set off either eastwards or westwards. Turn to page 18. So, did I write down our strength and everything? That would have been the intelligent thing to do, Mira. I have like so many post-it notes. That was like a fighting thing we did. 3:20 p.m. in Hong Kong. Nice. Happy afternoon. Okay, so I feel like I'm just going to look on our Imager link. Initial stamina. I'm going to say we're at 19 stamina. I'm going to say we eat a provision here. Hey, welcome, Thusolga. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. What is your picture of? Crikey, Thusolga. Is that a Warhammer name? Okay. So the poll is, the suggestion is we need to go east or west. And I feel like we've been bearing pretty westerly. Yeah, I'm not keeping a map, unfortunately. But, you know, when I was a kid, I always say this, I always used to go east, and I don't know why, but, you know, and I always say this, if you are a Doors fan, Jim Morrison always says, the West is the best, get here and we'll do the rest. The blue bus is calling us, etc. Okay, so we're going to go, there's danger on the edge of town. 57 votes for West. Sorry, I should stop singing. This is not karaoke tube. 60 for West. We set off to the west and turn to page 18. You walk westwards along the passageway. After 50 meters or so, the way turns northwards. 2 or 3 paces up the passage, you hear a crumbling beneath your feet, and you try to leap back as the ground gives way. Test your luck. Oh, I miss the Jim Morrison crooner face. Yes, hold on to that hedge, Robbie, and keep turning left. Test your luck. Oh, I have to remind myself how to test my luck. Roll 2 dice. Okay, we have rolled 6. If your current luck score, if it's equal or less to your current luck score, yes, it's okay. We are lucky. Lucky. If you're lucky, you manage to leap quickly backwards before a pit opens. If you were lucky, you'd better return to that junction. Turn to page 261. Okay. Phew. We survived. You reach the junction and continue eastwards. Turn to page 345. So we all got our wish. I am so going to do Horus Heresy, the musical. I'm completely... I mean, especially after reading Fulgrim and the, you know, the opera, which I was imagining as the singer from that movie, one of my favorite movies, Multipass. What's that movie? Oh, with Bruce Willis and Fifth Element. So 100% writing the Horus Heresy. Oh, shoot. Oh no, I've lost my Neil. Where are we? Where are we going to? We just did the lucky leap. I've just lost my page. Oh, crikey, Riley. I'm so distracted this evening. 345. God bless you. God bless you, every one of you. Emperor protects those who remember the numbers. This is, I have to say, this is my brain when I'm anxious. Like I'm reading, I'm talking to you, and my brain's going, you can't do this. And it's sabotaging me. So apologies. I hope we're all good. We're going to remember our affirmations. We are worthy and we are going to shine our light. 345. You follow the passage eastwards for several meters, then it turns to the north. Shortly, you reach another junction where you might either go straight on or you may turn right into an eastwards passage that soon turns north. Okay, so let's decide again. And you'll notice now that these directions are going a little bit weird. So straight on, east, or right eastwards. That will bend north. Okay. I'm running out of characters in my polls? That's bizarre. You've got this. Descent of Angels next, the first non-Horus Heresy type book. I can show you a sneak peek of what my next Warhammer book lined up is. Hang on. Okay, this is a sneak peek because nobody knows this. No one knows. I just finished Honor Guard, so this is my next. Honor Guard, loved, blew my mind. And this is my next. So nothing, I'm out of the Horus for a bit until I've spoken to Graham and Nick McNeil. And I'm looking forward to Nemesis, which I think is the next one after Fulgrim, which I thoroughly enjoyed and I'm very proud of myself for getting through. Is this the part where I used to get really lost? Oh, Heartless, we're gonna fall out now. It's curves L-shaped rather than straight. Okay, got it, TP. Jen, it's totally a coincidence. The one time I catch Mirror stream is my favorite 5e fantasy book. Yay! Welcome, Jen Graham. Yay. Okay, so you all approved of my Warhammer choices. This is good. Okay, so we're going to take the right eastwards that will bend north, and that is 311. So there's quite a few people on the stream who've previously played this, which is very interesting because it means those people may be voting outside of death. Ooh, we got an illustration. And that reads, this is hard for me to read because it's in mirror. The room is completely bare, but the floor is covered in a mosaic of tiles. And yeah, I have to say this again, mad shout out to the amazing illustrator. I absolutely love Russ Nicholson. Gorgeous illustrations. Also, talking about artists in fantasy, this is my friend's t-shirt design. He is amazing. For people who would like to buy the t-shirt, I'll put the link up. Okay, the passageway ends in a door at which you listen but hear nothing. Trying the handle, you find that the door opens to reveal a large square room. The room is completely bare, but the floor is covered in a mosaic of tiles. Two shapes stand out on the floor, star-shaped tiles and hand-shaped tiles. A door on the opposite wall is the only way through. Will you just walk across the room to the door? Walk across in the room, stepping only on stars. Walk across the room, stepping only on hands. Okay, so for my preference, I feel like naturally I would be more of a star person because I love unicorns and I love stars. But there has been a lot of talk in this adventure about the gloves of the Warlock. So I'm wondering if that could be a clue and hands could be a good thing to step across. So I will put the options in our poll. Walk across the floor, stars or hands. So we'll start that poll. We have interacted before, although my comments are usually so silly, I wouldn't blame you for forgetting. Jen Graham, I remember your name. And I don't remember our reactions. I'm just very excited that we're playing your favorite. Heartless. I've played this book a ton, but I don't remember most of it. Oh, the Mosaic Room. You do remember it. Simro Dave, that's cool. Jen Graham. Also, it took me way too long to realize there are two different Steve Jacksons. What? Is that true? Mind blown. Sam Thompson. Awesome t-shirt. Thank you so much. You have to only walk on one type of tile, but I forget which. Thanks, Heartless. The Warlock's glove could be something I avoid, though. Ooh. Didn't think of that. Aztec. non-Eulistian geometry in this venture. And Ninny, I remember a lot of the illustrations. Okay, so everybody, everyone is going for stars, but really quick, I just want to share the t-shirt that my friend made, so you guys can see it, because he is the best. He's the best human in the whole world. He works on the 28 mag, which with me, which is a hobby magazine all about the grimdark, and I'm an editor. So Martin is one of our illustrators, and he is freaking amazing. This t-shirt is called A Speaker from the Woods. I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but you know, I really want to support Martin. He's amazing. He also is a traveling tattoo artist. If you do decide to buy this, it comes in like black and gray and all kinds of colors. And just say hi from Mira. I wonder if that will work. That link. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if you buy it, or if you follow Martin on Instagram or anything. Send some love. Okay. Oh, we're in trouble. 24 people have voted. Okay, no, we're not in trouble. Stars, 50%. Okay. I'm going to save the chat so for when we're doing the next poll, because I'm so excited to read the chat, but we will go across the room stepping only on stars. Okay. Quick prayer to the Emperor. 178. A curse on Horus and his ilk. You tiptoe precariously across the room to the door in the north wall. You open the door and proceed through it. Turn to page 162. Yay! Well done, us. Page 162. The passageway ahead runs northwards, and you follow this until you reach another junction. Here you may continue northwards, or you may turn westwards. I'm actually really surprised I haven't heard from my mentor yet, because I'm not doing what they tell me to do. Okay, so let's read out some comments. Thank you, Sam. I put the link in the chat. I remember a lot of the illustrations. Can somebody tell me, Aztec Jaguar, what non-Euclidean geometry is? I would like to know and be more intelligent. British and American variants of Steve Jackson. I love it. I love it. Steve Jackson came up with Loki before Loki. Daniel Allington, Euclidean. Daniel, that's genius. You helped me learn how to pronounce it through the chat. I thought that was something rude about Arbiter Ian. Euclidean. I'm going to say that whole sentence again. Non-Euclidean geometry in this adventure. Yes, Daniel Allington. Oh my gosh. Daniel Allington, everybody. This is very exciting. Daniel Allington is a university professor who has joined me to chat about Warhammer in an academic way. So please look out for that video where he will pronounce everything amazingly. That made me laugh so much. Euclid Arbiter, Ian. There's British Steve, who co-founded GW. Yay! Good job, British Steve. Then there's US Steve. Totally not confusingly, they've both made tabletop games. So which Steve Jackson is responsible for the Warlock of Firetop Mountain? Yay, Simro Dave. I love 28 mag. It's so good. It's so good. I can't believe they let me edit it. It's amazing. Scorpion Swamp is great fighting fantasy too. It's by the other Steve Jackson. The other one than this one. The art looks... Another word I can't pronounce. Callum, help me out here. The art looks Simbarumi. I don't know what that means. Please tell me what that means so I can be knowledgeable. Hayden, link works. Yay. If anybody buys that t-shirt, you need to send pictures so I can put them on my Insta and big up Martin. Oh, Neil, my friend showed me a copy of Weird Science magazine. Yes, I contribute to that and it's wonderful. Yes, I don't know where I've put them, but I've got loads of them and they're fantastic. They're brilliant magazines. I can't believe I get to write a column in that either. Heartless, it's a simpler adventure and known for being an easier one. Somicron! Hello, everybody. Welcome to Somicron. Somicron is a valued and esteemed visitor to our live stream as he is on the Titan membership of YouTube. If you see people in green in the chat, it's because they've become a member of my YouTube channel. And if we come to tie breaks or difficult decisions, the people who've been paying for content and supporting get a little bit more of a say. Thank you, Somicron, for being my Titan investor and adding to the Titan Fund. Somi, we just dropped the link for this t-shirt in the chat. It's made by my friend Martin McCoy. If you'd like to buy one, please buy one, or just send him a message saying how wonderful he is, or just say hi on Instagram. Okay, Daniel's laughing and crying. Euclidean is geometry done on a non-flat circle, but Lovecraft, not understanding geometry, uses it to refer to Lovecraftian architecture. Non-Euclidean geometry is a head-scratcher, to say the least. I think we'll stop at me just learning what Euclidean is. Like geometry that breaks space in his books rather than, just geometry done in a circle. Okay, got it. Fabian, people in Lovecraft books get very spooked by it. Heartless, UK Steve co-created fighting fantasy. Robbie, cool t-shirt, reminds me of Princess Mononoke. That's very cool. I'm going to have to tell him you said that. Gary Pilkington, the British Steve Jackson did the fighting fantasy series. So the American Steve Jackson didn't do... Jen is saying that US Steve did do some of the books too. US Steve Jackson think Ogre, Car Wars, GURPS. Somicron, you bought one? You have to... Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Somi, thank you so much for supporting. What color t-shirt did you buy? Simba Room is an RPG about a haunted forest. I love forests. That sounds good. That reminds me of a YouTube creator who took 4 episodes of a podcast about the Book of Mormon to realize its title, Reading Joseph Smith, was a pun. I don't get that either. Someone's going to have to explain it to me. Somicron, black. I'm basic like that. All the better to cuddle the cats on a black top, Somicron. I approve of this message. Okay. Oh, Neil, what number are we on? I've got my... Oh, no. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's catch up. 55% of the votes, of 22 votes, wanted to go westwards. So we will turn westwards. Ha ha, everybody. We have to turn to 69. Lol. This is a very PG channel, but you have to, 69. It's a magic number, right? Some way along the passage, the corridor bends around to the north, and you follow it until you reach another junction. At this junction, you see an arrow cut into the rock, pointing to the north, and you decide to try this direction. 244. Okay, I am halfway through. I'm going to do the thing that I really find very embarrassing and say there are many ways to support me doing this. You can send me a super like in the chat, or, support through joining my YouTube membership, or you can support through my Patreon. I've done the thing. Oh, that's so horrible, isn't it? Yes, super likes and super stuff. Okay. Okay, Heartless says, this is fun. Neil Adams, thank you for being... Neil Adams, I feel like you're like the bookkeeper. You're so important to this. Jen, if you say it quickly, it's Joseph Smith, the founder of Mormonism. Reading Joseph Smith. Clever. Alex says, nice. If you want to be a real keener with this book, you can actually create your own map. I think when we finish this and we kill the Warlock, like the horrible thieves that we are, we should go and look up some maps and I'll screen share them and we can have a look. Okay. So I think, Neil, that we're on 244 now. I'm going to read 244. The passage runs northwards, and ahead you can hear the splashings of an underground river. The air becomes cool and fresh. You soon reach a wide opening of a riverbank, but despair as you look across to see no way through on the other side. To the east, the river flows through a cave in the rock. You may either sit and rest and eat provisions, and you have to turn to do that. Yes, Neil. Thank you, Neil. You always drop me that 10. Thank you so much. Big bucks from Neil. Snaps for you, Neil. And not only is Neil paying, he is the one who's keeping us in place. So yay, if everybody hammers that love heart for Neil, thank you so, so much. You are a golden god. Not the emperor, but you're a golden god. Okay, Callum, we've only just reached the river. I assume we were already north in the mazy bit. Too long since I've read this. Play fighting fantasy, get a 10. I love it. Neil is adding to all of our enjoyment, keeping me on track. So We may either sit and rest and eat provisions, or continue, by which seems the only way forward, jumping into the river and swimming downstream. Okay, I don't know how to feel about that, that we're not very far into the maze. I don't know. I don't know if that's, I mean, it's good because we get to do more, we get to have more fun together. There's more book to read. We may either sit, rest, and eat provisions, or continue by what seems to be the only way forward, jumping into the river and swimming downstream. Whenever it makes you turn to another page while you're resting, I feel something's going to happen. Callum, no, you weren't negative. I was just like, I thought we were further through too. I just read it in a disappointed voice, but you're not negative. We are all positive. We're all looking after each other tonight because anxiety is rife. We are all worthy. We have our worthiness mustachioed cat, and we are all expanding, spreading our wings. One of my biggest fears is that if people really get to know me, they'll decide I'm an idiot and hate me and tell everyone to run away from me. And we just have to know that we are innately lovable and we're all just trying our best on life's journey. So with that, we will sit and rest, and we're going to turn to page 143. I'm noting you, Heartless, saying don't jump in. Okay. Oh, I don't agree with this. So it says you can sit and rest, and it says you squat on the sandy bank. Well, actually, maybe I would squat because I don't want to get my pantaloons, whatever we're wearing, leather adventurers leggings, sandy. As you prepare your meal, you notice a movement in the sand a couple of meters to your left. It's a giant sandworm. Hold that thought, everybody. Oh, Lord. Oh, no, where is it? Oh, I was just going to find my thing because I was just reading about these. Where is it? Oh. You're not going to believe this. It's a giant sandworm. Have we invoked this? Have we brought this sandworm among ourselves? Perhaps I shouldn't have read this on the way home. God only knows I've read it so many times. I knew I shouldn't have opened that. Bloody hell, a sandworm. Bloody hell. Oh, worms. Why is it always worms? I remember whenever I play D&D, I'm so wrecked. There's always like horrible, massive sea serpents or purple worms or some creature with no legs coming to just destroy us. This says, suddenly a large tubular head breaks through the surface, twists around in the air and picks up your scent. And that is also the frontispiece illustration, which, as you know, means that they all know that that was one of the coolest illustrations. Here we go. I wonder if people have got tattoos by Russ Nicholson. You squat. Sorry, I just ran away to show you, June. Yay! Simro Dave, thank you so much. Thank you. That's so kind of you, Neil and Dave. Thank you so much. Dave, thank you. That's incredible. That's amazing. Yay. Thank you. Sorry, I know I just ran off to shove a book in your face. You squat, and we were on 31 and we've gone down to 24. So let's stick to the adventure. You squat on the sandy bank. As you prepare your meal, you notice a movement in the sand a couple of meters to your left. The movement becomes quite turbulent, and you spring to your feet, sword at the ready. Suddenly, a large tubular head breaks through the surface, twists around in the air, and picks up your scent. The smooth, segmented body of a giant sandworm rears up and sways over in your direction. As it does so, a large orifice with short, spiky teeth opens in what must be its head. You must do battle with this creature. Giant sandworm, skill 7, stamina 7. Oh, my lord. Okay, so I'm going to do a little poll here for everybody. This is a Mirror Manga poll. Poll. Okay, there's 26 of us, so Let me know your thoughts. The poll is, are we going to use dice and do proper combat or just win stuff? And the reason I've written that is because I have 1d6 to hand that the amazing Daniel Allington actually gifted. And it was just like the last, if you were watching the last one, there were just like minutes of me going. So yeah. Yeah. I'm a shameless nerd. I'm not sure that's any better. Nerding is allowed. Nerding is welcome here. Have you played the Dune board game? It recently got reprinted and it's one of the best board games I've ever played. I had played one in 3 or 4 years ago that was very cool. I played the Atreides. Heartless. I really want to dust off some of these books. I've forgotten how much I love them and I remember loving them a fair bit. You should, Heartless. We win of Simro, Dave. Maybe it just wants the cheese. Oh yes, that could be what the cheese is for. Callum, I always cheated and just won every combat. Heartless. I actually just ordered a few of the new ones from the last couple of years. Some of them are written by Jackson and Livingston too. Heartless, we will get there. I used to cheat a lot, but actually had a lot more fun playing for real. Dice are the character's fate. Don't try and cheat fate. Oh gosh, this is so close. We've got 22 votes of a possible 24 and 60%, 59% have said we're just going to win stuff. So I think on this occasion, we're just going to win it. Oh God, I'm harsh enough as a GM and have to hold myself to the same standard of not cheating. Heartless, don't send me your books if you're still reading them. It's so funny every time I'm with Arbity and he's like, don't send me anything. Maybe just use dice for the final battle. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. We're just going to win this. Okay, if we win, turn to page 44. Panting after the struggle, you sit down to collect yourself and finish the provisions you started. Eventually, you pack your bag and wade into the stream. So we're going to have to swim anyway. Cold water swimming is very, very, it's in at the moment, isn't it? Look, we're getting to see the end page. The current is strong and takes you swiftly downstream. You're washed along through a narrow opening and out into a large cavern with banks on both sides. The current washes you onto the south bank. Turn to page 218. Okay. You are on the south bank of an underground river facing across its black depths. Very cool illustration there. I guess those leather breeches are getting soaked anyway. Jen has said, I was going to say you missed a comment earlier, but honestly, it wasn't that important. My talent is knowing pointless facts about things. Jen, keep those facts coming. We appreciate them. Heartless, keep those facts coming. You're on the south bank of an underground river, facing across its black depths. There appear to be 4 ways of crossing. To your left, a rusted bell bears the sign, Ferry Service, 2 gold pieces. Please ring. There is a small raft in front of you on the bank with a long stick resting beside it. You could punt across the river. A rickety old bridge crosses on the right. If you don't choose any of these, you may swim. Which will you choose? Now, I'm fairly certain we do have gold coins. Spoilers, Heartless. I mean, I wasn't looking forward to swimming myself, but I hear what you say. I've just turned on, Jen, live messages because it was just showing top messages. So I've just fixed my chat settings. So apologies if I missed any chats. You can see a rain machine in Helm's Deep. I'm going to have to rewatch my Lord of the Rings now. Yes, we were told to pay our respects to the ferryman, and we do have 2 gold. So my preference would be to pay the ferryman, which is an old Chris de Burgh song, for those of you old enough to remember who Chris de Burgh is. So I will pop our options into a poll right now. Hunt on a raft. Risk the bridge. Or swim. We have received a slight spoiler. Maybe not swimming. That's okay. Pay the ferryman. Thank you. That is a good fact. Lord of the Rings facts are amazing. Who was your favorite? Okay, question for the chat. In the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings films, who was your favorite character and why? I'll go first. Mine was Aragorn because Viggo Mortensen opening those doors. Okay. So the poll is saying 82% take the ferry. Let's do the ferry. Okay. I'm going to ring the bell. Who will the ferry driver be? Who will the ferryman be? Not Krista Berg. It's when Aragorn jumps across the gap. I will look out for that rain machine. Give me lines. Amazing. Hello, Jim. Have you finished the cooking? What did you cook? What are you eating? The bell gives. I'm going to do my Spencer Crittenden DM voice. The bell gives a dull clang, and after a few moments, you see a withered old man climb into a small rowing boat moored on the north bank. He rows slowly across to you, moors the boat, and limps across to you. He asks you for 3 gold pieces. When you protest at the price, he mumbles some flimsy excuse about inflation. Talk about making this too real. You know, UK 2023, all you lucky people in Berlin and Hong Kong, we are living this. He begins to get angry at your protestations. Do you pay him the 3 gold pieces or threaten him? Neil, can you remember if we have 3 gold pieces? I don't even know if we have that. Do we have it? I feel like we picked up some gold, but why didn't I write it down if we did? We have that hundreds. Okay, we're going to say we've got 3 gold pieces, in which case we have the choice. We can pay 3 gold or threaten him. Are we a threatening character? I feel like we're developing our role-playing persona as we go. Are we a threatening character? Okay, let's go through our Lord of the Rings loves. How am I supposed to choose between Merry and Pippin? Somicron, you don't. Gary and Somicron, they come as a package. You get a twofer. Gimli, best comedy lines. With my axe. Neil, Theoden, such a great performance from Bernard Hill. Bernard Hill, yes, made me cry, full of pathos. Boromir, because I love a good redemption last stand. Yes, and because every time I read a Gaunt's Ghost book, I think of Sean Bean. It was a brief cameo, but I love Hugo Weaving, so Elrond is my favourite. Yes, Hugo is amazing. Terrifying in Matrix. Wormtongue. Wormtongue was great. Brad Dourif is excellent in anything he appears in. Theoden for that epic speech at Pelennor, although for some reason, every fantasy movie after for about 10 years tried copying it and failed miserably. Withered old man sounds like Krista Berg to me. Haha. Actually, I cried. In the UK, we have a show called where you can dress up and pretend to be a performer, and you win by being the best imitation. And the winner dressed up as Krista Berg, and in the final, he was singing and didn't realize it, and the real Krista Berg came out from a door behind him and started singing with him, and it made me weep. I wept. Heartless. Oh, you're in beautiful British Columbia, Heartless. You are so lucky with your mountains and your islands and your beautiful lakes. I'm so jealous. Okay, willing to cheat combat, not willing to fudge on the cash. Jen, we have 3 magic gold. Every time we spend it, it returns to our pocket immediately. Is Chris Berg still alive? Hopefully, yes. Steve Pirry, masked singer. It wasn't. It was a different UK show, and the host was called Matthew. And you'd say, "Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Kylie Minogue," and then they do your makeup, and you'd come on and sing "I Should Be So Lucky." Very, very old show, about 30 years old. Seriously, watch Snow White, the Huntsman, Alice in Wonderland, the first Narnia film, and try telling me they're not trying to do a Peter Jackson. What can we say? Stars in their eyes, Callum and Robbie, indeed. Yes, if anyone can find the Krista Berg stars in their eyes link and put it in the chat, that would be amazing. Here's a question. Have any of you been able to put links in the chat? Is that something we're allowed to do? Okay. The poll is saying that we're going to pay the 3 gold and not argue with Krista Berg. 272. I wonder if Steve Jackson might be watching this. Hi, Steve. He calms down, takes the gold, deduct this from your gold. Okay, so I feel like we have no gold now. And rows you across to the north bank. After mooring the boat, he ambles off down a passageway. Turn to page 7. See, if this was a real D&D thing, we'd have been like, wait, stop, give me some hints, give me some clues. Do you want some cheese? Tell us stuff. But we just let him amble off in this book. We are on the north bank of a fast flowing river in a large underground cabin. Turn to 214. I should really develop my own voice as a DM, but I like doing the very Matt Berry voice. Who are we to argue with Chris de Burgh? Absolutely heartless, absolutely. Facing northwards, the rock face is smooth and glistening with moisture. Moss of many different hues grows on the surface. There is an eerie silence, punctuated only by the splashings of the river as it flows behind you. Interesting. You have 3 options. A passage runs off to the northwest if you take this route. Oh, a passage runs off to the northwest if you take this route. Turn to page 271. Or a large timber door is directly in front of you in the middle of the rock face. Or another passage runs out along the river eastwards. So we can go northwest, through the door, or off to the east. Okay. Start a poll. Add the option. East, door, or northwest. I feel like northwest might go away from the river. How do people feel about playing till 9:30? Just because I feel like I've spoken and sung a lot and wasted some time on the adventure. Is 9:30 good in the hood, or would people like to finish in 4 minutes? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to have a sip from my Riverside California mug. Ugh, there's a bit on my mug. If I remember right, Steve Jackson wrote one side of the river and Ian Livingston did the other side. I can't remember which is which, but I always found that really cool. Me too. I seem to remember. Heartless Ninny, stop with the spoilers. I'm going to not read the end of that. Good for 9:30. Somi, keep going, keep singing. We'll sing some Chris de Burgh together. Jen, I'm happy to play as long as you want. Yay, okay. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Heartless Ninny, I seem to remember there's something in the boat shed. A tells us there's a boat shed coming up, and B tells us there's something in there, and C tells us it might be useful. So something vague would be like, there may be a construction ahead. Vague, vague, vague. The epic chanting in the Duel of Fates, the Welsh poem and Dance of the Trees in Arabic. I'll keep any knowledge to myself. My bad, sorry. Thank you so much. I'm terrible. I'm like, please don't give me spoilers on a book from 1982. In a book from is that 40 years ago? Sorry. I'm probably a bit unnecessary. So, the room has spoken, and we will open the door. 104. Open that door. You find yourself in a short, narrow passageway with a door ahead to the north. You try this door. Turn to page 49. Can that be right? We just opened a door into a passageway with another door. Okay. Turn to page 49. Bit disappointed we didn't get a rendition of Lady in Red from the Ferryman. Well, actually, Robbie, Chris de Burgh would have sung, "Don't pay the ferryman. Don't even fix a price. Don't pay the ferryman until he gets you to the other side." Hence. I'm really embarrassed I just did that. Deep breath. Okay, so I feel like that might be correct. The timber door is in front of you. If you open the door, turn to page 104. Page 104 says you find yourself in a short, narrow passageway with a door head to the north. You try this door. Turn to 49. Okay, so that might have been a fixer page. The door squeaks open on rusty hinges. The room is dark and your eyes begin to adjust themselves as you close the door behind you. Why would you do that? Always leave an escape. You hear a shuffling in the room, but before you can react, a blow to the head knocks you senseless. Lose 2 stamina points and turn to page 122. Okay, so I'm just looking at our stamina. So I'm going to take us down to 17 stamina. I think I am happy to do singing requests, But let's say now, because I'm feeling so embarrassed and anxious and nervous, if you really want it, it's going to have to be like a super thanks or something, or a special occasion in the text, if the text receives it. So we've lost 2 stamina points, and we're going to turn to page 122 at your leisure. At your leisure, of course, Mirror. Maybe. Sometimes it feels good and you just sing, and other times it doesn't. Oh no, these look like zombies. Oh. Oh. When can we have an encounter with a friendly woodcutter and his daughter? You awake with a throbbing head and look around. The room is about 8 meters square with doors at the north and south. You've been dumped in the southwest corner. At least it didn't kill us. Standing motionless in the corner of the room are 4 men. At least they appear to be men. Their skin is a greeny grey colour. Their clothes are tattered and torn, and they're all staring vacantly at the ceiling. One carries a club, one a scythe, one an axe, and one a pick. They are ignoring you completely. Around the room are various peasant-style weapons, pitchforks, axe handles, pointed sticks, etc. Lol. 1 or 2 shields and several barrels. In the northeast corner is a human corpse with a sword in one hand and a shield in the other. You move your hand up to your head to feel for signs of blood, and you are relieved to find you are not bleeding. But as your hand moves, the strange creatures in the center of the room turn their eyes down towards you. Okay, so we have some choices here. Oh, crikey, crikey, crikey. We have 3 choices. Okay, talk to them. Knowing me, I'm so foolish, I'd probably do to that. Hit them with our sword. Or run away through a door in the south wall. Okay, so while we're thinking about these fellas, I will read through the chat. I vote more singing as well. 40 years. Like I said, they released some new books for the anniversary. I got them in the post. Heartless, I'm so jelly. That'd be lovely. Crikey, I was 9 when this book came out. I was 5. So many doors. Neil. Shh. Cool illustration though. Very, very cool. TP in the dungeon? Question mark. I don't know. I guess we could be in the dungeon. I mean, there are people in the dungeon, but it's mostly monsters. Yeah, I get it. Wombat steroids. I think I've been in this pub. Simro Dave, share the cheese as a peace offering. Heart listening. That illustration is one of my favorites. That is very cool. It does make them look to be zombies, though. We are blessed by Khorne to win every fight, so why not fight? Blood for the blood god. Gary, won't say how old I was. TP, I was minus 15 when this book came out. Oh, as my brother says to me, oh, you sweet summer child. Okay, we're going to sword them. Can I just see? Okay, we're going to sword them. I just want to see what my curiosity is if we talk to them. Is that okay with people if we just see what would have happened if we spoke to them? Is that okay? I'm going to read it. If we had spoken, their vocabulary is limited to a series of moans and groans. So is mine in the morning for a few hours. They appear not to be intelligent at all. Furthermore, your conversation merely serves to attract their attention to you. They grip their weapons and it looks as though you'll have to fight them. So, okay, we didn't lose anything. We just had to fight them anyway. 282. Okay. The 4 creatures stumbling towards you are mindless zombies. Their vacant eyes suggest that their actions are controlled by a will which is not their own. You are still too dizzy to think properly, but you must act quickly. The first zombie reaches you and prepares to swing his club. You must fight him. I have to say, bearing in mind how long one fight takes, I'm kind of happy we've chosen to... I'm kind of happy we've just chosen to win all the fights. If you defeat all 4, turn to page 115. Yes, Neil, the old 5-finger bookmark. Indeed, absolutely. The poor wretches lying dead at your feet almost look happy to be relieved of the burden of life. But as you look down at them, you sense that, ooh, this is creepy. You sense that you are not the only one to know of their deaths. Looking around the room, you may investigate the weapons lying around, go over to the dead body in the northeast corner, or check the barrels. Okay, start a poll. Weapons, body. Okie dokie. Hey, welcome to the chat. Hey, One True Kit. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for staying. Whatever you would like to do, just throw your vote up in the chat. Tell us where you're from if you're new. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tell us if you played this book before. Go beans for the go beans, God. Daniel Allington, definitely. The One True Kit, fingers in pages. If they are zombos, won't be much talking. Gary, you're right. Just groaning and moaning. A bit like my boss. Lol. Actually, my boss doesn't really groan and moan at me. Just kind of ignores me. One True Kit. It is the way. Heartless Ninny. Have a chat. I'm all for it. Jen Graham. Someone tried to claim I was too young to know who a footballer was, and I discovered I'm 2 years his senior. Who, him or the footballer? I used to have half my digits throughout the book. Kill, maim, skip the fight. Skipping the battles does save time, and these guys are chumps. Neil, don't forget to restore 2 luck points. I will take us back up, Neil. Thank you. Barrels. There could be anything in there. Pickles, magic potion, ahoy. I'm not new, but I'm from Guernsey. Hello, Guernsey. I know we mentioned it last week, but any fighting fantasy with John Blanche, marvellous. John Blanche illustrated all of the sorcery books. Jen, the footballer. Sorry, should have been a little clearer. Okay. Because there's only 30 of us here, and we're all John Blanche fans. Yeah. I just think John Blanche is a very, very special human, and we are lucky to have him on this planet. Yeah. A moment for John Blanche and his wonderfulness. Okay. So what are we going to search? We have 42% of people, 42% saying that we're going to search the body. We are a ghoulish lot. We go over to the dead body in the corner. I've got a bad feeling about this. It's okay. He doesn't turn into a zombie. You check over the body. The poor wretch was obviously caught in the same way that you were, but his weaker skull shattered under the club's blow. So luckily we have a big bony skull. That's great. He wears a suit of leather armor, no better than your own, holds a wooden shield on one wrist, and clutches a steel-bladed sword in his other hand. Oh, he's Alternus. In his pockets are 8 gold pieces, and around his neck is a silver crucifix. You may take any 2 of these items you wish. Write them on your equipment list and turn to 221. Add 1 luck and 1 skill. We can't go higher than our existing skill. 31 people watching. Hello, we're topping out. This is one of our top numbers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so I think we can take all the gold pieces anyway. That's not equipment. I think we should take the silver crucifix and we already have a shield and a sword. What do other people think about? We could have another suit of leather armor, just the same as ours, a wooden shield, or a steel-bladed sword. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the crucifix. Jen, I have been to Isle of Wight. It's a lovely little island. Ghoulish lots, adventurers in classic D&D, absolutely. Ghoulish lot equals murder hobos. Take the crucifix. Show them that you're really serious about the letter T. That crucifix might come in handy. Sword and crucifix, says Neil. Might be vampires ahead. Okay, we'll take the sword and the crucifix. I love the implication that with the silver crucifix being an item, that someone else died on a crucifix for a faith to form, or is it still Jesus? We are not having a theological debate on this channel. We will save that for not a Sunday debate. It's okay. The fact pride is actually a thing certainly helps, or it's backwards in some ways. I'm from Southend, not too far. Beautiful, beautiful British coastal region. Southend, so many fun days down there. Okay. We're going to turn to page 221 with a crucifix. What are these mysterious items you've collected? Which have you written first on your equipment list? So I wrote down the... Oh, shoot. You do have to put the gold as your... So the gold does count. So we're only taking the gold and the crucifix. So the book asks us, which have you written down first on your equipment list? So we took the gold first because I'm greedy. So we'll turn to page 110 to learn about the gold. You are now 8 gold pieces richer. You also find another 2 gold pieces in his boot hidden there for safety. Not safe from us murder hobos. So we've got 10 gold pieces. Woo! We could buy this dungeon, baby. Hey, ferryman, I want to buy a chauffeur. And then we turn to page 319. Okay, if they've done this in a list, that's going to be so impressive. To find the secret of the second item you've collected, turn to 221 and investigate. It's not. It's unsophisticated. Just bounces us back. Okay, so the next item we have is the crucifix, 170. The crucifix is solid silver and worth 4 gold pieces. Record this on your adventure sheet and turn to page 419. I think its value may be more than monetary, spiritually, and against vampires. That could be the one. Okay, turn to page 81. And we've been very good. We are cheating in the fight, but we're only taking 2 of the suggested equipment. A noise startles you, prompting you to leave the room quickly. You walk up to investigate the north door. Turn to page 205. The door opens and you find yourself in a dark crypt of some kind. The room is very large. At one end is an altar. Oh, you've got a crucifix. Doesn't look very Christian. It looks very warpy. At one end is an altar and various coffins are strewn about the room. There is a door behind you in the south wall and also one in the west wall. If you want to investigate the room further, turn to page 254. If the place gives you the creeps, you can leave via the west door. This does give me the creeps. Look at the altar decoration, everybody. It's a room for the dead. Should we invade or should we continue? Start a poll. Explore or go west? Start the poll. Okay. I'm in Fair Brizzle. Lovely Brizzle. I love the fact the original Redwall book sort of implies the animals are camping out in a human abbey. Redwall, I haven't thought of that in so long. Heartless, I'd vote Golden Crucifix. Yes, we did. The 2 bits of IOW slang I know, Colkhead, a local, ovener, everyone else. Lol. Alex Sinclair says, Neil, I'm in Canisham, just down the road. Hi, Alex. I used to live in Canisham. Lovely place. Oh my God, small world. Yes, the UK is very small. Murder Hobo sounds like a great name for our adventure clan. No, come on. It has to be unicorns and stars. There should be the horror movie option, run towards a strange noise. No, Jen. No. I remember this room. I'll stay silent. No spoilers. Thank you. Love and respect. The Emperor respects you. Coffins is vampires. Kevin must be chaos. Do cursed items work in real life? I might cast a curse of misplaced keys and chuck in the cellar at work for a future chump like me to find. Is that a spoiler one, True Kit? Let's hope not. Flynn, I forgot and I'm now too late. It's okay, Flynn. Flying, we are going on a little bit longer this evening. Jen, I'm rereading the Redwall book. Someone told me they were childish, but holy crap, the early ones are dark as hell reading them now. Let us talk about how dark books used to be in our childhood. Did anybody read Z for Zachariah? Did anybody read The Bumblebee Flies Anyway? Like, we read some dark stuff. Did anybody read... Did I say this already? Z for Zachariah? That's so dark. Like, what about When the Wind Blows? When we were kids, books were hardcore. Right, I've just realized I plugged a lead in, but no plug. So let me just connect. So we have power. Okay. And Yay, we have power. Let's turn the brightness back up. Okay, we're going to explore the chamber. I hope there are not people who are like just coming to see us play the games and then they're like, this woman does not shut up. Just want to see the adventure. So if I'm talking too much, please let me know and I will stop talking so much. The silence is deathly. A slow drip startles you as you creep around the coffins. The altar is ornately carved and studded with jewels. Beautifully woven drapes hang from the walls. Although they are threadbare in places, there are 3 coffins in the room. A creaking noise makes you whirl around, and the light from your lantern falls on the largest coffin. It is opening. Oh, who called vampires? As you watch, a tall man with a white face sits upright. His eyes open and fall on you. His expression changes from one of tranquility to one of abject hate. He's really hateful. His mouth opens and a terrifying hiss comes from his throat. That was not terrifying. His teeth are wolf-like. He beckons you to come over. What? For real? For real? For real? Do you approach him as he wishes? Draw your sword and prepare to fight? Reach into your bag for another form of attack? Or run for the west door? Oh gosh, 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 gosh. Okay, dokie, we're going to pull the cheese out. But maybe he wants to be our friend. Not. He looks at you with hate. He hisses. He has wolf teeth. Come on over. Fight or draw summit from bag. I feel we all know what we want to do. I feel we all know. How are you doing anyway, Flying? I hope you're doing good. Curse, a Casio watch, I meant, lol. Irresistible to nerds and will work beyond the apocalypse. Heartless Ninny. I feel I should be writing these book titles down. You must, you must, you must. We love books here. I never read Redwall, but I heard Mouseguard is similar in tone. You know how Martin, the main character of the series, is introduced? The villain is feeding him alive to birds. Oh my gosh, Jen. Oh gosh. Neil, I remember Stig of the Dumb. I remember that. Why is the driver in Top Gear called the Stig? I never got that. More mature books for kids back in the day was definitely a thing. I always appreciated it. Watership Down was a rough one. Never shut up, Mira. Just enjoy yourself, lol. Yeah, so do I. Says Serum Dave. Heartless Ninny, if only you had a crucifix. Cam, give him a hug. TP says later on they took the blood out to make the stories more acceptable to children, or at least to the people who had to read them to children rather than the children themselves. Yeah, wise words. Where is that quote from? The Machine Gunners, the Weirdstone Braising Men, the Iron Man, TP, Hogfather, Terry Pratchett. Oh, we love Pratchett. Hands up who remembers animals in Farthingwood. I know that what butcher birds are thanks to that. Don't Google them. Flyin, tip top, no cake this week. Oh, don't worry, Flyin. We've got cheese. Robbie, is it garlic cheese? Gary, Mouseguard is lovely. Callum, do you still run the book club on your Patreon? Yes, I do. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. If you are in my book club on Patreon, which you can still join and come tomorrow night, we will be discussing Fulgrim in my Mirror Manga Warhammer book club at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. We don't always talk about Warhammer books, but tomorrow night at 8 o'clock we are. And that is my book club on Patreon. So just Mirror Manga on Patreon. Anyone here read any Dritz books? I've just started the new one. I think I read one years ago and he ate some lotus petals, and that's the only thing I remember about it. Charlie and the Great Gas Elevator was pretty trippy. Actually, any Roald Dahl. Stig is called like that for a horribly classist reason, sadly. Casper, no. Why doesn't that surprise me? Jen, I'm pretty sure the Guard creator has commented more than once that he was inspired by Redwall. Oh, I adored Roald Dahl as a hit kid. Yes, I'm looking forward to the is it Benedict Cumberbatch is in a Roald Dahl thing on Netflix? Anyway, I'm looking forward to that. Butcher birds are a type of bird which kills its prey by impaling them on sharp plant stems. Wow. Okay, so we're going to draw something from the bag. 279. Okie dokie. Karaoke. The creature you're facing is a vampire. Look at that. You have various lines of attack. The sword will do little damage. Oh, that's why it had to be silver, maybe. A crucifix will hold him at bay, but will not kill him. If you have either of these, you may use it to get you through the west door. So we can escape. If you're determined to kill the vampire, you must overpower it and drive a wooden stake through its heart. Oh no, that's why you could investigate the farmer's tools and why they put a long list of like pitchforks, axe handle, pointed sticks. That would have been a stake. Doh. If you have a wooden stake and wish to try to kill the vampire, turn to 17. If you have none of these, draw your sword and turn to 333. Okay, so we have 3 options. We can crucifix and run. We only have 2 options actually, because we don't have the stake or sword fight. I mean, I think it's trying to say the sword will do little real damage, but we're cheating on the fights anyway, so it might not matter. I have to get on board with your Patreon, Mira. I happen to be in the middle of Fulgrim at this very moment. Heartless, you can just jump in on a £3 a month basis to just support and see things early. I'm thinking of putting the Dr. Daniel video up there early on the Patreon where we discuss phallocentricity in Warhammer. Yeah, feel free to jump on Patreon. Perhaps the game that is best for people who want to play Rangers or Paladins in a setting where those things matter rather than just killing things in a different way. And that's TP talking about the Mouse Guard RPG. Jen, Netflix is making a Redwall. Interesting. Gary, I should check out your book club. Yes, please do. I think I have a couple people in here who are in the book club. Jim certainly helps me out massively with loads of ideas, suggestions, and help. So Jim can vouch for Patreon if people are wondering about it. Okay, so we're going to crucifix and run, people. So we will turn to page 380. 75% of people have said crucifix and run. Run, you fools, run! You are in a narrow east-west corridor. Looking westwards, you can see a crossroads ahead. You go on to the crossroads. Turn to page 37. Standing at the crossroads, you may either go north, west, or south. Fly, you fools! We flew, didn't we? We flew. West, south. Where will we go? Oh, look, we're back at the page with that scary fella. What are we going to do? It's so fascinating watching the votes come in. Oh my God, I love Over the Garden Wall. That's one of my favorites. I love that so much. Oh my gosh. I only ever saw that for the first time last year. Yeah, I've played the soundtrack on repeat. No, I think I'm lying. I first ever watched it in 2020, and I think I drove everyone mad by playing the Over the Garden Wall soundtrack repeatedly. If you haven't watched Over the Garden Wall, it's a really beautiful animation. Very, very autumnal. The room is saying we will go west. We turn to page 11. You follow the passageway westwards until it turns around a corner to the south. Just before the bend is a signpost which reads under construction. That is the illustration. In front of you is the beginning of a stairway leading downwards. Only 3 steps have been built so far. A number of shovels, picks, and other tools were lying on the ground by the steps, but as you turned the corner, they suddenly flurried into action and began working on the steps. You are now watching various tools digging and hammering as if being handled by invisible workers. Lol, this is amazing. A humming chant becomes louder and you recognize it as hey ho, it's off to work we go. As you stand watching, you start to chuckle. The scene is quite amusing. You sit and watch and even manage to chat to some of the magical tools. Gain 2 stamina points and 1 skill point while you relax. Then turn back up the passageway to the crossroads where you either go northwards or southwards. Wow! Wow! How lovely is that, everybody? That they put in this beautiful little in joke, like dungeons still in construction, let you have a sit down and a rest and top up your skill points. That's so lovely. I love that. This is why I really love like the creativity of writers and authors. I bet they were so happy that they could put that in. That is just service for the reader, like a lovely, warm, funny in joke. So cool. So cool to discover stuff like that. Okay, so we can either go north or south. Let's have a look. Okay. Jen, I was going to say I may enjoy the Red Wall. Netflix, wait for the trailer because it could go horribly wrong. Also, true or false, Tim Curry's played a Red Wall villain. I'm pretty sure he has. Fun fact, there's a direct sequel to this book called Return to Firetop Mountain. So there's a spoiler that the stairs get finished in Return to Firetop Mountain. It's a nice encounter to find. TP, these books are packed full of fun encounters. They are. So what number in the series of fighting fantasy books would Return to Firetop Mountain come in at? Heartless. Okay, northwards, turn to 366. Oh, I'm going to remember that spoiler now. That's okay. I'll pretend I don't remember it when we get to it. You are following a passageway which leads ahead to the north. After several meters, it bends sharply to the east. You continue eastwards until you eventually come across a narrow opening in the north wall. You may go through this opening or continue eastwards. So let's see where we go. North or east? There are no ways the stairs are relevant. They're just an Easter egg. Return to Firetop Mountain was number 50, so we've got a ways to go. I'm a published author, hence my profile picture. Love! I'll get back to you on whether I'm creative. Oh, Jen, you should put a link to your books if you wish to in the chat, if you're able to. It's book 50 in the original numbering. Yeah, Heartless, just be really mindful that I have not seen any of the things you've seen. So you're kind of telling me all the good stuff and not letting me discover it, which is, it's a free planet, it's a free world, but I would love it if you tried really hard not to. Thank you so much. Yes, Tim Curry plays Clooney the Scourge in a weird Canadian cartoon that's so forgotten. You can watch the whole series on YouTube at this point. Amazing. Okay. So, oh gosh, which way are we going? So we are going to go north as a little group. Turn to page 89. You climb through the opening and find yourself at the top of a narrow staircase leading downwards. Cautiously, you descend the stairs. Turn to 286. Okay. The narrow staircase is cut into the rock, and there are about 20 steps leading down. At the bottom of the steps, a passageway leads you into a large open chamber. This chamber stinks of putrefying flesh. The smell is so bad that you're tempted to turn back. 3 bodies lie in the chamber. Oh, you may either search the bodies or tiptoe quietly through the room. What will you do? Search the first body, the second body, the third body, or tiptoe through the room. Okay, so I think this will be our last poll of the night. So let's think carefully about what we want to do. Okay. I wonder if people use this for like proper work conferences. And we're like, do we want to search the body? Okay. Let's see what we will do in our last decision. Heartless Ninny, our clam up, I promise, immediately goes on to tell us the sequels to Return of Firetop Mountain. Oh, I think you might have posted a link, but I can't see it, Jen. So maybe it's being hidden from us. Let's see. It's just not showing. It's just not showing. Okay. So at the moment, we have 20% on body 1, 20% on body 2, 20% on body 3, or 40% tiptoe through. So there's 20 votes. So 40 divided by 20 equals 2. So most people do want to tiptoe through. Maybe Jen, if you write what we can Google, then we can find your books. That would be great. Okay, so we're going to tiptoe through, and this will be our last thing of the night. Turn to page 107. 107. You tiptoe through the room, up a narrow staircase, ending at the top of the stairs in a passage. That was easy, you think, and begin to have second thoughts about whether it would have been worthwhile to search the bodies. If you want to return and search the body starting with the third, turn to page 148. If you want to press on, turn to page 197. Well, I think that's pretty clear that we've missed something maybe big in that room, and the book's giving us a chance to go back. So we will have the chance to go back next time we meet. And I'm thinking I'll be around next Sunday. I will have to figure that out. But I have made notes. So I'm going to end the poll and look at the final messages. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. It's been much, much appreciated. That's 60% on rummaging. Flying, why didn't I think of it like that? But we have got the opportunity to go back and search that corpse. Can I DM you on IG? Yep, that's fine. You can. Just don't get mad at me if I'm bad at responding. I'm a bad responder, and I'm kind of feeling very, very upset and nervous around Instagram Messenger at the moment. I had a few challenging messages, so I'm kind of trying not to stay in that space too much. Just so you know. People taking the sensible option at the end of the evening. Fairy War. Yay, there's a second one coming. No release date. It's under EJ Graham because I wrote it before I was out to most people. Yay. Thank you so much, Jen. That's very much the GM saying, are you sure? Gary, thank you, Mira. You're a wonderful host. Heartless, don't worry about it. Just please go easy on too much info about this series. It's all good. You're so welcome. Neil, seriously, this nostalgia is so great for appeasing my inner child. Aztec, thanks, Mira, and the chat for a fun adventure. Yay! Oh, thank you so, so much, everybody. It's been a really lovely evening. This has been some of the best hours of my whole weekend, which has pretty much just been me stressing and worrying about intrusive thoughts and just really Alex, thank you for the dosh. Thank you so much, Alex. Appreciated. I'm going to get a singing bowl or a bell we can ring when someone does drop some cash. So thank you all so much. And this has been huge to help me have a small break from my brain, which is just not my friend at the moment. And I really appreciate you all. I hope you all have a really, really good week. And let's all just remember to be really kind to ourselves and to each other, and that we are worthy. And we're going to expand and just shine our light and trust that people will give us back what we give out. Yay. I think that's the best way to leave it. Thank you so much. Thank you for lurking. Thank you so much for being together this evening. It makes the world feel a little bit less scary. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you so, so much, everybody. Good night. Good night, Somi. Bye, Robbie. Full Monterey. Oh, Full Monterey, you're so late, but we will see you again. And yeah, good night, Wombat, Simro, Dave, Gary, Callum, Robbie, Jen, Kevin. Good night, Steve. Good night. It's like the Waltons. Zazar, you're so welcome to always lurk. Heartless, Neil, Jim, Alex, of course, Somni, Aztec, everybody. I'm going to go. I'll be here all night, but we'll see each other again soon. Bye.